Welcome to London Property News Bulletin. Every week, we break down the key headlines and the wider news that could influence the market, keeping you informed and confident in your decisions. Here is what you need to know this week.
The rules change on Friday. What the 1st of May really means for your portfolio. The Renters' Rights Act 2025 takes effect this Friday. Section 21 is gone. Fixed-term ASTs convert automatically to open-ended periodic tenancies. Contractual rent review clauses are void. Every increase must now run through the statutory Section 13 route, capped to once a year with 2 months' notice. Rental bidding is banned. Rent in advance is capped at 1 month. The information sheet must reach every existing tenant by the 31st of May, with a £7,000 penalty for non-compliance. The era of landlord discretion is over. Prime rents are climbing because landlords are acting now. Savills confirms what agents have been telling us privately for weeks. Prime rental growth is accelerating as landlords reposition ahead of Friday's reforms. Stock is being held back, repriced, or pulled from the market while owners reassess. The mid-market PRS is contracting fast, and the squeeze is feeding upward into prime. For high net worth landlords, the question isn't whether to comply, it's whether your tenancy templates, rent review strategy, and compliance documentation will survive contact with the 1st of May. The New York Times is now using London as a cautionary tale. The New York Times this week ran a piece asking whether London's taxation of wealthy foreign buyers' non-dom reform, SDLT surcharges, the proposed high-value council tax surcharge, could be replicated in New York. Economists and agents quoted are calling London's regime the deliberate cooling of a global market. International Capital now reads the UK as a place that has chosen its position. That perception is what your overseas clients are pricing in. It doesn't work anymore. Wealthy Britons are quietly exiting UK property. City AM reported this week that wealthy domestic owners are pulling capital out of UK property in search of better returns abroad. This is the story behind the story. The non-dom exodus has dominated headlines, but domestic high-net-worth owners are now making the same calculation. With prime central London sitting roughly 20 to 30% below 2014 peaks, and Beecham forecasting a further 2 to 3% softening this year, the patient capital that anchors prime London is reassessing. The buyers it leaves behind look very different. Leasehold reform. Market watches for unintended consequences. Concerns are growing over the potential unintended consequences of the government's proposed leasehold reforms, particularly for the flat market in prime central London. Some industry commentators have warned that uncertainty during the transition could affect mortgage lending on certain leasehold properties, which in turn may impact liquidity and pricing. This is especially significant in areas such as Mayfair, Belgravia, Knightsbridge, and Kensington, where a large proportion of housing stock is leasehold. While the long-term effects remain uncertain, the reforms are likely to be closely watched by buyers, sellers, lenders, and investors alike.
That wraps this week's London Property News Bulletin. Thank you for listening. If something caught your attention or you need support navigating the impact of the news, then please reach out to us. We're here to guide you. If this was useful, do pass it on to someone who also follows the market, and don't forget to subscribe to stay one step ahead.